How's it going, guys? Same deal as usual. Let's go ahead and check all the volume and everything, and then we'll get going. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's going good. Alright, one moment. Okay, I don't think the game volume's getting recorded, so let me go ahead and fix that. Alright, cool. It looks like we are good to go. Alright, good to be back, guys. Last time was a pretty painful one, going through getting all the items. So for today, since we have already enjoyed watching me suffer and farm items, what I've decided on was going ahead and setting up everything. So I went ahead and got all of the items ahead of time, all the specialty items. And instead of you guys watching me just wait forever to get everything and figure it out, I got all the items, left a few things that way y'all could watch me grab them, and then I'll just show you strats that I picked up. Picked up or used to have. Because there's one, the sniper wilds that I told y'all I hate, where my strat was better than the one I was looking at. And it's not necessarily my strat. It's one that I learned years ago from someone else on YouTube. I can't remember. But yeah, we're back. I'm sure you can see how much different those stats are going to be. We got a lot of good stuff, but first and foremost, I wanted to go ahead. I got the rest of them, but I wanted to save synthesizing Ultima weapon until you have. And we got that trophy. So for this one, like I mentioned, you have to get a certain number of the total amount created that you have. Just makes it once each. Once you hit a certain number, when you leave and you speak to him again, you'll unlock more. And that'll keep going all the way until you hit 30. And once you get all 30, you'll unlock the final 3, which is Donald, Goofy, and our ultimate weapons. Pretty much one after the other. We now have all the XP abilities, or items, so we get a lot of boost from that, so that should make leveling to 99 pretty easy. We are at level 92 or 3 or something, I think. Going back over to something I wanted to mention, early in the game, I may or may not have sold some dark matters. I don't quite remember. I know I might have sold a myth roll or 2, but dark matter specifically, I did have to make 3 of. However, from farming and all the stuff we did, I was able to just make 3 of them and then immediately good ultimate weapon. So just keep that in mind that if you're running low on those, you might have to craft a few more, but as long as you don't sell any, and you get all the chests and stuff, you should be fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and check that one out. Heck yeah. And if you don't know, and I'll point this out in each main game, but if you notice in this one, it has 1 blade. And in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's actually 2 keyblades kind of mixed together, and in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's actually made up of 3 total blades. So they kind of tack one on each time for your tree design. Heck yeah. And then we got all the XP stuff. Towards the end of the game, getting really OP if you really want to go for it, not that one, is going to be the Crystal Crown. As you can see, that increases every attribute. It's kind of crazy. So, we might go and make a bunch of those later. But for now... Now, before we get into Specialty Heartless, I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing. I did go back and finally get the arrow for so we can get all of the magic items. So I can get this one. If he actually gets the dream shield, which is really cool, because that's the thing you get at the very beginning of the game, in the tutorial. It's really sad, like I know it wouldn't make sense for Sora to wield a sword, but it'd be really cool if all three of them, I think for Donald it might be available, but I know Sora can't have the sword, you know, but it'd be really cool if you could actually have that as like a main game plot weapon, yeah. So first one we're gonna do is gonna be the Sniper Wild, since they're here in the first district, in Traverse Town first, and the second district actually. So with these ones, I believe they gave the Power Stones. You can look up in the guide that I referenced, not the last one. What you're gonna want to do though is just equip Thundaga. Make sure you have the 3rd level of the spell. Go to your equipment and equip all of everything that increases magic the most, pretty much. And you want your magic as strong as possible for this trick, basically. I'm good right now because I already have the items. I'm just gonna show you the trick, but just make sure you do that. Now you may run into a little bit of trouble with this. This is kind of janky, but I'll kind of give you tips on how to make it easier. Oh, and before we get started, actually, there's one thing that's very important. Let me go back here. After you do our farming guide, come back here and you should be able to synthesize most of these. Now when you synthesize 15, when it says 15 created, after you talk to the Moogle next and leave, you should be able to get an ability called Encounter Plus. And this will allow your encounters for those special heartless that we're going to be farming today to come across significantly more easily. I ended up on 13 items, and I only needed 1 item from the Sniper Wild and then 1 item from another in order to make 2 more items on the list. So if you want to just follow suit, the easiest, quickest ones to do that, I just did the Sniper Wild once, and then I did for that specific item, what was it? It's the Black Requiem, and I don't remember its actual name, but the one that you see in Deep Jungle that has the, moving the cubs around puzzle that you're supposed to solve. So after you get that, it should be significantly easier to find these. Some of them are just pretty random chance. So now that we have Thundaga available, what's going to happen is you're going to have waves, and as long as they don't see you, you're fine, but the moment they do, they're going to start locking onto you, and it's going to be annoying as hell. You can't get anything you're done, you just got to leave. So after you kill 1, 2 will spawn, and after you kill 2, 3 will spawn. So we're going to use Thundaga to kill them without them being able to see us, and we're going to spam it. What this does is it keeps them stunned, and as long as you keep them stunned, they won't be able to alert anybody else and screw up the cycle. The only problem with this is when you get to 3, I want to say. When you get to 3 of them spawn, which is the final wave, if you hit all 3 of them, and then 1 jumps away from the group, you may only hit 2 of them when you continue to spam. When that happens, that 3rd one might jump up and catch you off. So when we get to that point, we're going to... Can I watch it? When we get to that point, we're only going to focus on maybe 1 or 2 of them at a time. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to it. You can lock on with the thunder as well.
Thunder! Thunder! Here! Thunder! Thunder!
If you want to reset, just fly back here. Reset. You don't really need to on the 2. But this is a quick way of getting this reset, so you can have a moment to kind of calm down, you know? Nice. Kind of get it together.
Thunder! 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 Here! Thunder!
Now, on the second wave, I will try to hit both of them at the same time, but you don't need to see this.
Thunder! Thunder!
As soon as you see
Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
That way you can just reset. And now there are 3. Now something you can do, make sure you get close enough for this, but if you have Farago equipped, actually I didn't do that. There's there's another person who recommended just waiting until they jump up to the side and spamming Faraga on them, which is viable. It'll just take forever. You gotta make sure you're close enough though, because fire, basically it dissipates. The hitbox for it just disappears if you're not close enough.
Thunder!
Yes! What? How did he see something here? That's not too much. But Faraga though, you can spam on them, and as long as you keep them stunned, like I said before, they won't close. So the goal in that case is going to be to catch them individually, kind of separate from each other. But in the first two waves, it's pretty easy. You can just use enemy spam and get it pretty quickly. If no heartless spawn right there, then you know you got the right spawn.
Thunder! 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 Thunder!
I guess be close enough because so that's the thing. So make sure he's right up against the one you're at, or at least close to. And if you have higher magic attack, you can go over there as well for the reset. I just ended up getting caught because I had one walk up the stairs on a few of my attempts, so I wanted to kind of avoid that. They are kind of unpredictable in their jumps, so that is something to be aware of. Where are you, dude? What you doing? Like I said, you gotta be pretty close for fire, so... You can do it over the
Thunder! Here! Here! Thunder! Thunder!
I mentioned the stairs, just make sure you do this.
Thunder! 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 Here!
And when the new sets spawn in, it'll flag this in set there. You can also get this and get a blue menu, go back to your menu, and use a cottage if you need to. And basically go on this way. So the goal here is going to be to get one off by itself, preferably. I mentioned using the Faraga tactic. Just make sure with this one you get close enough so it doesn't, the fire spell doesn't despawn before it hits it. So I'll just roll a few times. While walking
See ya!
and then as long as I know close enough, I'll do this. If you want to do this tactic by itself, you can just sit here and do this for every wave for every individual monkey. I'm not going to because it takes too long. But that's basically that strat. Actually, no. If he's gonna run up to
See ya!
you can stand fire pretty easily. Now we only have to kill that. We still have to do without him. Like I said, the first two waves, the Daga makes it significantly easier. Of course, so there we go this way. There we go. The Daga just speeds it up. So if you
Thunder! 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 Here! Thunder!
Now when you set will spawn. So we just gotta power spell. You will need, I believe, 8 so if you kill it 8 times and you only make what is recommended on the list to make everything once, you're done. Now let's move on to the next one. So there is nothing in Olympus Coliseum in terms of that, but we do have our specialty battles that we'll be doing later in the game. We're gonna go ahead and go in order, actually. workout rate, but it is very, very, very good at making them small. So encounter rate, let me show you the setup first. The only thing you really want is have that encounter rate, your lucky strikes up, and then, let me see, we need to take, what we're going to do is have Eroga, take Ragnarok off, we're going to have Eroga and strike rate. So lucky strike, strike rate. Oh, we have a little power up that we can do. There we go. Alright, Eroga, strike rate. So, basically, if they hit you at all, one of the Giga Shadows will despawn. That will decrease your chances of getting the item that you want from them. So obviously you don't want that. When you strike rate, you have iframes, which makes it to where you can beat it, which is why you want to use it a lot. Eroga actually does deflect a couple of their attacks as well, so that's why that's useful. What you're going to look for is shadows to spawn. If shadows don't spawn, then you have the one go. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an arrow spell there, and I'm going to put that here. You want to be careful with strike rate and make sure you get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the reset number. We're going to go. This is going to take us back to the Queen's Castle. Just drop it. This is going to take us right back. And that is a very quick loop that works incredibly well for me. So let's see how it works now. Yep. So there are 3 waves of
Thunder!
You do the first 2 waves first because Eroga won't block the entire time.
Here!
So this one it's fine if you get it. Alright, now on the third one I'm going to do
Thunder! Defense!
The arrow, and then we're going to extend the last one. And then they're going to use strike rate immediately as soon as you can. What you're going to do is focus on the whole like focus on the
This is it!
pull away until you can
Take that!
roll away, walk up to Then we get the lucid shards from our shadows, so this is a good place to farm those. If you look here, because we killed all of them, we've got 2 Fury Stones actually. I got way more Fury Stones than I needed. I actually kept doing this on this league in order to get my shadows. The shards, or whatever that we needed, the lucid shards. This one works incredibly well. You get pretty high drop rate. The big thing with strike rate that might mess you up, as you activate it, as soon as you're done, you might not be able to activate it for a few moments. So try to log on to a heartless near you while going away until the pop comes back up. Because you don't want to get hit in between the times. The other issue, if you walk onto a heartless and you didn't kill it with strike rate, this is one of the many reasons why I'm actually trying to focus them down, don't try to spread the damage out. If that locked on target gets thrown away from you, it's too far away, strike rate has a certain range where it can be activated. So if you're locked onto a target too far away, even with heartless near you, you're not going to be able to activate strike rate. Because it's going to be focused on who you're locked onto. So keep those things in mind. But this is pretty easy. I will actually go through and I'll do the loop again just to kind of show you guys not only the doors to use, but honestly just get your magic reset. I got Eroga, Fandaga, just to make your shadows go quicker, and then you strike rate. So we're going to go here to the Lotus Forest.
Come on!
Let's get right back to the Then we go right back to Lizard. And look at that, we got it again. And like I said, this is very easy. I did it like 8 times. We needed 77. And I got it all the way. So using that is very good. I wanted to say accuracy, but it works most of the time, like a vast majority. you want to get all the locations down, I will show you them real quick. There's not really a trick to this one. Just go to the cam tab. So what you can do with this one kind of sucks. There's an egg quick route, but if you want to do I'm not going to say I don't know that this will help you Wonderland, but this gives you 2 doors in between. What I'll do is I'll just go I guess you could theoretically do it, but I'll do that to get the reset. This one is much less consistent, but as I'm sure you guys know, you have to walk forward to activate it. You gotta follow whichever one jumps up, so that one there. Now, a lot of people do the pause buffer, so you can do this to follow it around. It goes a little bit off screen, but you can just follow where the correct one goes. And you have to do this 5 insect moves to get it. Now, for me, there were many times where I would try to pause buffer, and in between pausing, I hated this. You would see the guys go like this, pretty much, and go very crazy distances. That made it kind of difficult for me to follow. So you can absolutely pause buffer, but if you find yourself having a hard time with some of it, sometimes it was easier for me just to watch them, because I can kind of see the momentum, you know? If you see and you're pausing repeatedly, you don't really see the continued motion, if that makes sense. You see one go like here, and then maybe up here, and then down. But if I saw 2 guys go away, like diagonal from each other, you don't know if they swapped or not. But if I see the one on the left kind of go around, I can see a little bit of movement when they curve a little bit, and then change direction. So instead of pause buffering, yeah, look at that, okay. Just watching it, I got it. So sometimes, just moving back a little bit, I don't know if I can see the whole thing. Doing that instead of pause buffering is a little faster.
Come on!
Now that one you don't think will zap you with a thunder spell, but it's really, honestly, doesn't really do much. You can still get the item, even if you mess up a few times, but if you mess up too many times, it will disappear. Next, this one's gonna be fun because it's kind of has a funny ending animation. So for this one, you're gonna want to go back to the campsite. And you're going to use the tunnel spot. And you're gonna want to have the stop spell, arrow again, and Ragnarok instead of strike. Alright, so starting here, you'll know if you get the right spawn if wyverns do not spawn. So this one right here is fun. So back out and go right back in. Now in between sets of me trying to get them, in between sets of trying to get them, I will go all the way back to the save point. It's not too far. That'll get the room clears to help get the reset, but mostly I do it for magic. So this one as well, you also want to equip anything that'll give you more magic. You want as much MP as you can. So anything that's increasing that magic, you're just going to go. And then also your Keyblade does matter as well, because you want as much. The higher the magic, the longer your stop spell is going to last. Obviously, Ultima Weapon is fantastic, but if you don't have it yet, obviously, and when you're doing this, you probably won't. Lady Luck is the next best thing. What you're going to do is equip Ragnarok instead of Strike. That's actually for the purpose. We're going to have the stop spell. Then everyone's going to stop. And if you have crap ton of users like me, you can feel free. Now we're gonna find 3 white
Stop!
We're gonna stop it. They'll have similar spots. Like there's gonna be one of those almost every time. So there's one at the start or on the bottom of the metas.
Stop!
There's gonna be one. Normally he's up at this thing. Sometimes I've had a few glitch like this here that I can walk on and it's not here. Yeah, so I might have gotten it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and reset. So that one I think might be a glitch. It definitely is a glitch of the final ones for sure. Let's see if we're in the right spot. But if you get that, just reset the I spent a good while earlier after getting that glitch trying to figure it out, trying to see if I can log on and just cast it in the area and get it to work. So much stuff, and it just kind of let's go ahead and see if we can get this reset. I mean, just in case it helps. We'll get some more magic too. This is the spawn one. One at least, honestly. So that takes 2 magic points to use, and we're going to be using it twice. So that's 4. And that's 2 for this next spell. So that's...
Stop!
Plus 0. At least 2. You'll see.
Stop!
I'm gonna use heaters anyways. Alright, so
Stop!
when you're done with the third one, you can actually go back here before you find your heroes. Your command deck will go blue, and if you want, you can use your cottages. I'm gonna use my ethers because I have a ton of them, and just fighting things. Honestly, at the end of the day. You don't need this much magic, honestly, but you'll see how much it is. Now you see that hole in the ground. Normally that's not there. I'd never seen that happen. If you guys remember, we were typically through the Sabor jumping through that to try to clean this system. For you guys, it's going to be up here. For us, it's actually going to be in the corner. Right. I has 2 hitboxes, so if you log on and hit on 2, you want to aim at his head. What we're going to do is use the Hero Stop. Then I'm going to use Stop. And then we're going to use Ragnarok. After we use Ragnarok, try to get the full charge. And then after that, we're going to do 2 normal combos, and then Ragnarok again. So,
Wind!
there we go.
Here!
Stop.
Let's go! Ha! Ha!
And Ragnarok
Take
again.
that! Ha! Come on! Ha! Come on!
Get
Ha!
out.
Ha!
The goal here is to get wait. These ones don't matter. But yeah, look how many potions we get. So there we go, Serenity Power. Now I have gotten 2 from doing this before. We just got 1, but use that trick, it's not too bad. Now, we were at full magic. So 6 out of 15, so we used 9, and that's the number I know we need. So you want at least 9, I would try to have 10. That's just the first one. That one I believe you need 7. So just do that 7 or less times. Ragnarok, that last shot ability actually releases a lot of little classes, which is why this one is. And now we're on to the next. So thank God there's not an aggro, but there is a secret boss there. Something funny using a bunch of them here. When I was farming, if you're fighting defenders, basically the heartless with the big rocket shields, they would drop elixirs pretty commonly. I ended up getting until like 27, I think it was that. So you can still farm them pretty easily. You don't need to worry about making them. You can make mega elixirs. Let's see. By the time you get to end game, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the top here, and all we're gonna do actually. Now there are other ways of doing this. You can do 2 high potions and an elixir. That'll be a lot cheaper. You're gonna be spending these. That'll be a lot cheaper than doing 2 elixirs. So if you want to have it, you can do that. However, if you do 2 elixirs instead of an elixir and 2 high potions, not only is it faster, but you get an additional 30% chance of getting an extra item. And I think that is very worth it. Not only to speed time up a little bit, and it'll let you have that choose on the option and then get ready. You have to actually get close to it before
This should hurt.
As soon as you get 1, 2, we got 3 in one go, and I'm pretty sure you only need 7. So we just got 3 in one go just using 2 elixirs. So you can see how very, very useful that was, and how easy that was too. Just walk up to him, don't care about taking the hits, just click it, and as soon as he appears, click it. Alrighty, on to the next. This one ended up being easy too. So, we get a start here. For this one, guess what you're gonna need? Aeroga again, and that's pretty much it. This one's a bit more annoying to get the sword, but it's really not that bad when you get the sword things. It does take a bit longer than the rest to get, but at the same time, it's actually not a bad one. So we're gonna come in here. Now, if you look at guides, they will recommend you come, or you go through this coffin. I do not recommend it. Walk up to here, use
Fire!
We're gonna use the short. As long as we don't get black focuses. If you use the coughing, you're going to have to fight everybody in this area. If you use the one I said and you don't get black focus spot, you get a skip all of that. It's significantly faster, so I highly recommend doing it this way. You're going to ignore all of these guys. Now, before we drop down, I am going to go ahead and swap you. You don't need fire in a shortcut, but because we're using that to go back and forth in our reset, I'm gonna do it. Well, you actually don't, so ignore that. But I'm just doing this because I want to. Now, he spawns here, but there are basically 2 spawns. We're gonna drop down. Now, if there's only 1 heartless that spawns, we got the right one. If there's more than 1, then we get the wrong one. If we get the right one, we're gonna fight waves, and then after the last wave, the heartless is gonna show up. If you guys remember, he was very easy for us to fight before. But after you get his health down to 0, he would drop all these colored orbs basically, and he would just sit there. What you want to do is deflect all of those orbs, and every X amount of deflection you get gives you an item, and a max of 2 of those items. If you have the max level arrow spell, so arrow gun, that automatically deflects things for you. So if you cast it right before he spawns, you can just walk into those items. You will need to recast it in the middle of the fight, so just keep that in mind. after a little bit of time goes back and his health comes back, maybe after dropping him 2 or 3 times, recast an arrow. But other than that, it's very self-explanatory, very easy. We got one.
Fire! Defense!
Now watch, see this walk is all now those orbs tend to go around, so walk all around it.
Take that! Fire! Wind!
What we get from that is the lucid stone or crystal. It's a lucid item. Let's see. Lucid crystal, I believe. But we got at least 1, if not 2 from that. I think 2 is the max. So after you get that, by the way, oh, it finally disappeared. We actually have the red trinity mark. It was just standing there, even though we could take it. It's finally not okay. So you're gonna go at the right one. You actually can't go through that. Now, unfortunately, I tried just going straight back through. You can try that again. For me, it didn't reset the spawn quick enough. I noticed if I went through this, it brings you all the way back to the front. You can get a reset of all of your damage with this save point, and then we can go. And basically do the same thing. You can have to do the short route, but like I said, I went through there and I tried it several times, and I got the wrong spawn every single time. So you can try both. You can try it the other way, just see which one works out. Like I said,
Fire!
yes.
Come on!
And as long as it's not about from the spot, you get to skip all the back. And truffles. I'm not going to do the fight again. I wanted to show the route a second time. And the route 90, you see, I'm going to reset it. I'm going to do the short route. And hopefully, get the bad spawn. The bad spawn basically rather than spawning groups in the areas. Like this. See? So spawn up there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the bad spawn has the Trinity mark for no reason. But the good spawn didn't. That's a weird glitch. But yeah, you can see the glitches, so you want to make sure it's not shows up. Look at that. Alright, on to the next. There's none here, thank God. I already showed you guys the guy who just lets her run away from us in that last video, so we can skip that one. So this one I will show you guys. We found the spawn. There's not really a trick. That's per se. You just gotta find it. There is a second place that you can get them if you go out of the library to the first area where we fought the humans. One can spawn there, but it is much easier to do it this way. As we found before. So I'm actually gonna go ahead, since we don't need magic right now. I'm gonna re-equip all the XCD items. You don't need anything specific in this one. kind of slow and kind of overkill to use it on these guys. It's just my opinion. Let me see if I can get it. And then they're going to be invisible enemies.
Come on, come on, come on.
Now the one down here, I rarely ever get. It's very sometimes I will. You just gotta be aggressive. There's really no other tricks. You just gotta go to the center here. And as you're going to and now sometimes on this one you'll get a second one spawn. So two may spawn up here, just killing everybody, all the ways that show up pretty much. And then one will spawn down there, and that one. But you at least get 3 chances, more realistically 2. And then you go back to the save point and come back to the save. Now I want to see if I can get a bad spot, because this is my opinion. I'm pretty sure this is accurate. But let me see. Okay. So I think this Yep, so no one spawned here. And you'll notice that those soldiers will actually spawn. They'll start spawning. So I'm gonna keep walking on it. We're actually gonna kill
Take that!
So we didn't get any stealth soldier spawns. So in your second
Heal.
wave, you get a bunch of stealth soldiers or regular soldiers, and you'll start seeing them everywhere, like throughout all of these spots. That means it's the bad spawn. It's not the rare heartless spawn, which you can still use to your advantage if you need that. And then if they don't show up, then every other time I go to get these stealth soldiers. What I'll do is I'll just run back here. You can just go back and forth through that doorway. If you want to get an extra one, you can just go back to the same point and regen your magic and stuff. That's pretty much all there is to it. Alright, again. We got one more to go. So, we're going to try to cover everything in this one, aside from Jet, because that one just chases me. It's that one. It's also annoying. So this one's more of the same. What you're gonna do with this one, and I'll show you how to reset them too. very consistently. This one, you just want to be physically aggressive. Try for ground combos. So, we get the Neo Shadows. Go up to the ground and try
Come on! Come on! This is it!
one of them is then when there's no more left, it's gonna spawn in the middle.
Come on! This should help.
Like I said, try to stay grounded doing ground combos. You don't want to do any big moves, it's not going to do that much damage. It's not worth it. Try to be physically close. There will be a 3x3 of black spots on the ground. It's one of their big moves where they'll pop out of and do a spamming attack. The more of them you kill, the more random it's going to be. All 9 spots will constantly spawn, so that's never going to change, but there will only be a couple of them coming out randomly. So all you have to do is just make sure you keep trying to get close to one. Let them land first so you don't jump and do an aerial attack by accident. They'll just sink into the ground if you're doing an aerial attack for some reason, and it won't combo them and kill them. So let them land, try to do the combo of the ground attacks as much as you can, and just let them land. Now, if you're not getting them to spawn, what you can do, you're just going to go, you don't have to do the loop or anything, you're just going to go for 2. So that was 1, 2. This won't guarantee that it'll spawn, but this will reset. Hey, we got a white mushroom reset. But this will reset. And it is much more consistent than just going back and forth. And don't forget, you have to fix that. So, that was our quick little stream on all of these specialty Heartless in the game. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I have on my previous episode, if you want to go look in the comments, I actually did type up the name of the guy's channel who made the synthesis guide for this. You can actually go on his Kimrat's 1.5 playlist and find it. He actually has an entire walkthrough in the game, so you can definitely check him out. The dude's really awesome for picking all that stuff up, so I definitely want to give him a shout out. I will probably be doing a stream either soonish or tomorrow night. We're going to be going for 2 if not 3 trophies on restarting the game. So we'll have the save and we're still going to finish some stuff up. But the next one is probably going to be beating the game with no equipment change and then beating it within 50 hours. Which means the beginner mode, effortless is one of the easiest ways to do it pretty much too, and it doesn't have to be your main save. And all we just got to do is fly through and get to the end of the world. So that was a lot of fun. I might see you guys here.